Well, hello YouTube. I know it's been ages and ages. I find myself needing to make another one of these paint storage trays. It's a hack from the Dollar Tree. And so I thought I would go ahead and put together a small, low quality video about the process. These come from the Dollar Tree, and you can store up to 76 paints for a $6 investment. So what you would need, the first one has a kind of a label on it that looks like this. Two stacking drawers, again from the Dollar Tree. These are clear plastic, and as you can see over here, you could store up to 6 paints in there. I really don't use mine for paints. I use them for other things like stirrers and ball bearings for shakers and stuff like that. Then you have the other ones, which are which are really for fingernail polish, and there are 4 rows across the front and 4 rows to the back, and as you can see here, they are stair-stepped going up, so it does give you a little bit of visual on the paints that you have in there. So 16, 32, 32 and 32 is 64, plus the 12 will give you a possibility for storing 76 paints, and each one of these things was $1. So I'll get ready to show you what the first subassembly is. Okay, one of the first small issues, even though these things are identical, you'll notice that when you pick them up, they kind of collapse in the middle because there's a lip up here. So the first ones that I made, I just kind of slathered a bunch of glue in there and just did it. But that gives you kind of a curved bottom, which is a little bit of a problem trying to glue it to the next step. So what can you do for this? So what I'm trying this time is just looking for a little something to put down in here to keep that, when I clamp them together, from closing in. So what am I using for that? Anybody else hold on to their old punch outs from games, just in case the cardboard might come in handy for a train project? Anyway, that's kind of that's about the width that you need for that little bit. So I'm going to glue these up, clamp them up, and show you that in a second. Okay, so now that they're put together with the spacer in there, and then I've got them clamped together just with binder clips, also from the Dollar Tree. You can get a package of assorted ones for $1. You need the kind of medium-sized ones that are the size of the hole, obviously. And I'll leave those clamped together. I'm using E6000 glue because it's a good, strong hobby glue and recommended by and used a lot by DM Scotty. And I'm sure you guys are aware of his channel, but if you're not, I'll put a link down there just for the heck of it. But I can't imagine anybody who stumbles across this vid not already being aware of him. But now I'm going to make the other subassembly, and I'll get back to you. Okay, the drawers aren't that big of a deal. Flat to flat, no kind of edges or rims causing a problem, so it's just a simple side-by-side glue up. Okay, now the first 2 sets of tiered bottle holders are now on top of the drawers and glued in. These are really not made to be put together, so you just have to kind of work with the edges as best you can to get the glue in there so that it holds tight. It even seems to be a little bit wider on top at the back than the front. I'm not quite sure how that is, but it is. You see, what else have I screwed up that I could warn you about so that you don't... Oh yeah, when you glue the top to the drawers, pull the drawers out so that you don't use the 6000 and glue the drawers shut. I've already done that for you. So that's really about it. It's just a matter of running a bead of glue across the bottom and down through the center and then gluing them together, and you get this. So the next step, or last step, is to continue this up. So we're going to be gluing this to the back here to continue that slant. So I'll take care of that next. Okay, so here the top bottom row is glued to the top, to the bottom row of the top piece is glued to the top row of the bottom piece. And as you can see, the problem is you're going to have to put some legs at the back of this as a final step. But also, if your paint collection isn't as out of hand as mine is, obviously you could stop at this point and you would have room for 32 plus 12, 44 paints in a much smaller footprint. This is a little bit deeper back when you get this many rows, where you get the full 64 plus the 12 down there. So I'll be looking around my shop for some kind of sticks or dowels or something to make the legs at the back, and this one will be wrapped up and ready to store paint in. So hopefully this will come out and be of help to some folks that are looking to do some paint storage on a budget. I always have liked the really cool acrylic storage paint things, but they're just way overpriced for me. So this is what I did for it, and I've made 5 of them. So you do the math. What that adds up to is my dropper bottle paint situation is a little out of control. So hope you guys, well, I'll have one small segment here when I finally wrap it up, and and there's the final step. I just went back into my shop, found 4 pieces, or 3 pieces of scrap wood. I actually cut 4, but any dowel rod or, piece of wood about 4 inches long. I don't like mine to go all the way up to the top because I don't want to be trying to guess exactly the perfect fit, so that you're gluing onto the top. Should be plenty of glue on the sides to hold it in there. Like I said, all this is doing is just keeping it from tipping backwards. It's not like there's a lot of weight on there. So there we are, storage for quite a few of the eyedropper bottle paints. And if you are a person who uses GW paints in the wider bottom pots, or possibly P3, then they do have a different, you can use the same drawers, but they have a different slanted tray that has a little bit wider, for wider perfume bottles, I guess. I think there is 9 per, so you would get 1836 out of 4 of them. And I've made 2 of those for some of my older GW paints. I don't have any newer GW paints because they all dried up and I haven't replaced anything else. So not happy with the new bottles on that. But my old ones are still good for about 20 years old. So anyway, there's a short vid on how I put this together. Hope it'll help somebody. May God bless you all, each and every one. And I'll be talking to you later.